All right, Pete, you ready to start?
I don't know, man. I'm sick of this. Can't we do something else?
What do you want to do?
Let's get out of this room. I'm tired of this Zoom thing.
It's
Let's
not that
go.
big of a deal.
Follow me.
Wait, where are you going? Hey!
Doug, this is beautiful.
How come we have not been here this entire time?
I know, man. This whole being a Zoom thing, blah, blah, blah. Welcome to Hawaii, dude. Fist bump. Oh, so good. Beautiful. I told you we should have done this from the very beginning.
I should have listened.
So good. Man,
Why didn't I listen to Pete? What is this place called?
It's called Camp Homalani, and it's a great place where people can camp, you know, churches and whatnot.
Awesome.
On the North Shore.
Perfect place for our 50th podcast. Can you believe it?
No. Are you saying 50?
50.
50.
Yes.
All right, 50. 50. Is that a 5? Anyway.
A 0. You didn't see my other hand. But here we are. And to think that this all started from a simple little thing, Malala.
Yeah, he saw us in that little ad, right?
Little ad for Colo TV.
And then he goes, man, you guys have a lot of good chemistry.
We should do this more often.
Yeah, in fact,
let's do a podcast.
Right, and then
here we are.
Yeah, but do you remember that first podcast?
Oh, yes, I do.
I'm surprised we didn't get kicked off. Even YouTube should have banned us.
Wasn't that bad?
It was bad.
Hi, I'm Doug.
Hey, you know what? Every time it's you say I'm Doug, and then I say I'm Pete. So let's do it backwards.
Let's do it.
We're not backwards.
Let's mix it up, get crazy.
And we're just gonna go. We're gonna ramble on.
Now, when did you last let your heart decide?
Okay, that's enough. I was a little sweaty. I'm gonna have to start really behaving myself. You're getting weird here. Oh my gosh, that was so great.
It's so green. Breathe. The last 3 are supposed to do silent.
Yeah.
Last 3?
Yeah.
5, 4.
5, 4. Loophole. Didn't miss the beat. I love it.
Thank you, Sonny.
Okay.
That was in it. Okay, yeah.
It's so far away.
And it's a holiday, but we won't say what holiday it is because we don't want to make this a timely thing.
Exactly. You don't.
But it's not Christmas. I'll tell you that right now.
Are you saying Texas people have big hair?
Oh yeah, totally. Big hair, a lot of makeup.
I think that's just
you don't
80s.
know that?
I thought that was just the 80s.
No, the 80s is still there. Okay, we are so off the track here.
Oh, good day, mate.
Yeah, okay. That's no.
No?
I'm just being smart. It's not
I want to go so bad. I
Doug,
know. That's all I'm going to
working.
hear.
Focus your camera, Doug. Focus your camera. So if you mess up, that's your deal.
No big deal,
So
no big
yeah,
deal.
we're going to be able to interview
Do a good job.
pastors.
Do a good job.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Pete.
Apologize for that if anybody was offended. It was, not meant to be gratuitous belly button. Cut. Right, that's our best acting. What'd you eat last night? Oh, Doug, man, come on. That's really nasty.
What's happening? Remarkable.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think we've had this conversation.
No.
You haven't seen it. Or we haven't had the conversation.
No, we haven't had the conversation.
I'm pretty
And
sure
I
we
haven't
did.
seen it.
I'm pretty sure we
No,
talked
I
about
think
this.
we-
It's thunderous.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
Do it again. I want to hear the sound.
Excuse me. So anyway.
Wasn't that nice? Bye, guys.
That was so good.
Oh, we were such goofs.
Oh my
Was that your idea for the fart?
I can neither deny or confirm that.
That was not a real fart, I promise
And
you.
I can neither deny or confirm that as well. That was something special.
So we had the concept for us to go outside. It's taken us this long to do it.
Yeah,
but
we
because
couldn't
of,
do it.
Because of COVID-19.
It was such a bummer around the world. I'm sure all of us can relate to that.
We were stuck in the office, had to do Zoom calls.
But
the blessing of that.
There's a blessing in that. What is that, Doug?
All the people we got to interview from around the world.
Yes.
Some amazing guests.
And it was so good because they just wanted to hang out with us, and some of them were in airports.
Yep.
Some of them were in cars.
Yep. And they shared such great wisdom on creativity.
Yes. Well, I don't know if I'd call it wisdom. Maybe more insight.
I'm thinking wisdom. What's wrong with wisdom?
Nothing's wrong with wisdom, but I don't know. I think you got it wrong. I think
Wisdom's
it's
in the
more
Bible.
insight.
Wisdom's
You know, it's
in the
knowledge. I
Bible.
mean,
Wisdom.
creativity.
If you're passionate, it's something that's going to lead you to do the work. That's what everybody doesn't understand too. It's like, I want to do this thing. And you're like, okay, well, you got to work at it. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I was like, well, that's not what you're meant to do. You're go do something else that you're willing to work.
It's painful, the creative process in letting go of things that are beautiful but don't belong in your story this time. I heard it described as like sculpting marble, and you're chiseling off this very valuable stone, and you gotta throw that away so that the actual sculpture can come to life.
Right.
And filmmaking's like that. We're going to have to leave stuff on the cutting room floor.
I was so frustrated with the quality of the very few Christian projects, and none of them were theatrical at the time, but you had some independent filmmakers doing some really straight to video projects, and I thought they were all cheesy, and I kind of whined and criticized them, and I said, if I ever did one, it would be done right,
Yeah.
And then when we made Flywheel, I realized how hard it was, and that there is cheesiness in our films, especially our early ones, and it drove me crazy. And I had to change my attitude because, it's easy to armchair quarterback other people's projects until you're sitting in the director's seat and trying to put it together yourself. And I realized, wow, this is way harder than I thought.
Film, movies, books, and music. All three of them affect everything we do. And what's happened is, this is how they took God out of our society. I mean, and they did it through culture. They did it through those three things.
If you don't step out of your comfort zone, you're not going to succeed in much in life.
Do what you do for the passion of it, for the love of the Bible, for the love of Christ. Don't do it for any other reason, because it'll always steer you wrong. So, God will provide what you need to make the message you need to get to the people he needs it to get to. That's the bottom line.
And we see that God uses the arts. He's really passionate about using the arts, and even in Exodus 35:35, he talks about using skilled workers and designers, and that we fall into that category as creators.
My idea becomes better actually when I let go, and when I accept criticism, when I accept other people's input.
Well, your passion is what's important, because it's like when talent meets hard work, like that's when you create something really special. Like you can be the most talented person in the world, but be super lazy and never do a thing in your life. But it's your passion that allows you to kind of push through and to accomplish the things that you're dreaming. I mean, I even think about being in The Voice. There was times where things were tough, really hard. I mean, really struggle. And it was my passion and my commitment that allowed me to push through. So talent is there, but the talent's like a little baby. You got to grow it. If you don't put in the work, that talent would never grow, would never blossom, and never be shown on its best stage and best form.
Go out and learn everything you can about that thing that you're passionate about. Because on the road to discovering more about that subject, you're gonna really find your place in that world.
You got skill sets, but it's the ones who work and cultivate and are intentional with their skill sets that kind of make it to the next level. That's how it is on Broadway. Everyone is talented. Everyone is actors. Everyone has flown in from someplace to be the next big someone. It's the 2% that put in the extra time to really honing and harnessing their craft.
The moments where you feel like you're not qualified to do a certain thing, or I don't have that experience, it's like those are the times that you say, yes, I'll take that on, even though you're freaked out, you don't know exactly how you're going to do it, and you push yourself in that direction, and then that's how you end up growing. And I would just say to anybody who's thinking about that, like, be uncomfortable.
For example, if they wanted to get into, the Christian creative film business, it's, emailing Doug and Pastor Pete on this podcast, ask them, beg them for an interview, take them out to coffee and say, hey, can I shadow you guys? Can I interview you guys? Can I learn from you guys?
What Malcolm Gladwell would call that 10,000 hour rule in a book called Outliers, that you just have to put in the time refining your craft for a long period of time, and a lot of people don't respect that part of the process.
What did God put in front of us? Because again, if we steward what we have now, he's going to grow. And let's leverage and maximize every light, every single inch of this space.
Because cinema is the new literature and influencer of culture.
There's always that moment where the project is a little bit bigger than you think you can handle. And I remember in each of the films thinking, what have I done? What have I got myself into? Making movies is very hard. A movie doesn't want to be made.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't want to be made. So it's in many regards like running a marathon. At some point, your body's like, "What are we doing? Let's please stop."
I love what those guys shared. Such powerful wisdom on creativity.
Yeah, it's so good. But sometimes creativity will fail you.
That's
you don't
true.
quite do what you really wanted to do.
That's right.
And then you feel like a failure.
It happens, and that's when your faith is so important.
Yes.
Its faith is important before that,
Yeah.
but especially when you feel like a failure.
Yeah.
These guys shared how failure was actually a good thing for them.
You know, art and storytelling is a perpetual process of discovery and experimentation.
Yeah.
So you're gonna lose, you know, but actually failure is an essential part of the process if you know how to fail well. And sometimes something that's disappointing can actually be sort of like a key that unlocks an incredible success.
I always tell the kids, you know, you have to try things. If you fail at them, fail forward. It will bring you to what you really should be doing.
Just go. You're gonna fail. It's gonna happen. But as you keep on jumping, just know you're getting better. And that's just part of the process.
Never, ever, ever give up. Don't let anyone set your limitations, especially yourself, because that's what a lot of people do. And you have to understand that failure is a good thing. You know, no is a positive thing. It happens. There's going to be so much rejection in this industry. There always is. And you just got to plug through that.
I would say that failure is essential, and you have to separate failure from the fear of failure. And then I think as an artist, you have to separate your identity from your work, you know, that you can see you can see the work objectively. And you have to have I think for a long time as an artist, I was trying to find an identity in my work and in my level of accomplishment.
To stay reliant on the Lord, to remember who you are, that my value does not come from how well a movie does. Right. My value comes from, am I honoring the Lord and obeying what he's called me to do? And then all I can do is leave the results up to him.
I want to reach the people over here that don't have God, that are looking for hope. That's why right now in this pandemic, I mean, everybody's looking for hope. And the answer is God, it's Jesus.
Prepare myself as much as I can, like my Christian walk. You know, you do all the research. You know, you read the Bible, you pray, you fellowship, and you make an educated decision. But there's no way to take that step from here to here without faith, because you're not going to prove it scientifically. There's always going to be somebody who says, we can't prove that scientifically. Well, that's not the goal. Faith is the goal.
With the music videos as well as the music, we got something to say. Yeah. So we didn't want to ever do anything to take away from that message. So the music, we don't try to reinvent too much. We want people to walk away from our music not thinking about our music. We want them to think about God.
Yeah, that's a great point, man.
Because if we just make fans, that's going to go away. But if somebody leaves having encountered Jesus, then that's what our goal is, because that's who they need to be connected to anyway.
One, I believe there's a God. And that's not everyone believes that, so it's a big step to start there. And I not only believe he's real, I believe that he loves me. Now that's another big ask. The creator of everything loves me. I believe it though. Just stick with me till 3. I believe that he hears me. Because he loves me and because he exists, he hears me.
A weightlifter only gets stronger when he adds weight each time he works out. And so I learned to expect God to put me in a scenario now and then that would stretch me, cause me to rely on him and other people. And that's one way you grow with that experience. And it's never a one-man show, ever.
My drive comes from Christ, him alone. He's the reason why I do anything. He's the reason I can be a dad, I can be a father, I can be a husband, I can be a business owner.
And I would just say that's a great question for anyone to ask. You don't have to answer it immediately, but why do you do what you do? Right. What is the purpose that drives you? What's a purpose beyond yourself that drives you? And think about that question. And what I realized was that God had given us a gift, and he had also given us the gift of time to refine that gift through all these videos that we had made. And it was now time to use that gift for a reason beyond ourselves.
And so what we learned is there's a difference between a good idea and a God idea. So we've learned God has better ideas than we do, so we seek him for the theme and the direction, and we lay the groundwork in prayer first. And the Lord always, and that may be 3 months and maybe 6 months, but the Lord always begins shifting our focus and heart in a certain direction, and then he begins opening doors.
You know, if you're sailing in a boat
and you've had a great run, and then the winds die down and the sails go slack. What you do is you just ready the boat and for the next wind. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting ready. And if God says, okay, we're going to go again, I'm all ready. I'm a lot older. I'm a little bit more fragile, but I'm ready to go.
You know, and understanding who you are in the kingdom is vital to you understanding what you can do here on earth to perpetuate that, which is our calling, right?
Get connected to the source, because without the source, there's no creativity flowing in me, and all of my good ideas are his ideas.
Even if it engages one person and makes a difference with this one person's life, then that's well worth it.
We realize that there is a God story in every film, but not every filmmaker is aware of it, let's say. It's something innate inside of them.
I heard a voice inside my head said, don't let him crack your neck. While I'm arguing with the voice, he cracks my neck this way. Because that was an aneurysm that had been spitting blood clots slowly, causing all the pain in my left arm, it opened it up, sent hundreds of clots on my arm, sent 3 clots to my brain. I suffered 3 strokes. Wow. It took me 4 months to learn how to walk and balance again. Obviously, I couldn't do the next movie that I was supposed to do. When I went back to shoot season 6 on Hercules, I went from a 14-hour workday to 1 hour a day. They just wanted to keep the show going. We'd shoot 1 or 2 quick scenes with me just sort of standing there. And it was a tough road. And, you know, I had faith all my life, but I never needed faith until that hit me. But because of this, people found out that I was a Christian, that I was a conservative. I started getting invited to speak at medical facilities. I got invited to speak in doctors, nurses, and then it moved into moved into to churches, it moved into pro-life movement. I moved into all these different places.
This is one of my favorite rooms because this is our wall of remembrance. And every time we do a film, any miracle or anything that the Lord does, we'll frame a picture of it and we'll put it on the wall. So we're always mindful and remembering what God did every film.
Look, the most important thing is if God's calling you to something, keep dreaming, keep believing, and just never give up, no matter how hard it gets. Eventually the fog will clear if you just keep going. God bless you guys. Thanks for having me on.
God bless you too.
You know, this podcast has been great, and it's really those memorable moments, right?
Yeah.
The ones that surprise you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for me, the one that really sticks out to me, probably because it was number 49, was being in a virtual room with the band Love Song. Now, you got to understand, Doug, this was the band that I looked up to when I first came to Christ. I mean, they were so popular, and it was just great to be there
How cool.
in the room and sharing and interviewing them. Oh, my goodness. What about you?
Oh, man, by far, it's when Alex Kendrick picks up the camera and gives us a virtual tour of his writing room and all kinds of stuff in that room. It blew me away.
What does this process look like for you? I know, so I understand that you're prayerful in it, and you're seeking to honor God in it. But what is your? Oh, he's taking us somewhere.
I'm going to show you.
I'm getting excited. Oh, where are we going?
Okay. I'm walking down to our story room.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. Okay.
Wow.
So behind me is one of our storyboards. So we will draw or take a picture of every scene that we want, and we put it on our storyboard, and then we'll give it a label for what the audience should be feeling at any given time.
Wow.
How much information versus how much emotion or tension or humor do we need? And so we're able to step back and look at this is Overcomer. This is the entire movie of Overcomer. And then
It's amazing. I can't believe we're in the same virtual room here. You guys were really influential in my life. I was one of those young punks sitting out in the audience and listening to your incredible music. And you guys were in the center of what people are calling the incredible Jesus revolution.
People back in that day, like the hippies, they wouldn't listen to someone get up and speak.
Right.
They would listen to music. We had an open door to play our music and share our faith with everyone.
In the movie, you feature a band called The Cry. And believe it or not, I actually managed The Cry for a period.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. And I was John Luke's, we were roommates.
That's
so
incredible.
Really this is
Doug.
And I am
Pete.
And who is this?
Jack.
Where's your script, Pete? Oh, that's right, you don't have one because it's unscripted.
All right.
Okay, you guys, drum roll. We are flying by the seat of our pants right now, live in Hawaii.
So when you come up with a story, I have to be quick here because it's just like talking the whole thing. You want to just sit here?
No. I feel like I'm such a wild
person.
Yes, sure.
I'm sorry, what was the question? Hey, you're young, I'm old, okay.
We played musical chairs. I won.
Which camera am I looking at here?
You can look at anyone you want.
Okay, great. I don't know if I heard. Which group is that? Which group?
Sorry, I took a nap. I was really tired.
1, 2, 3. You're not going on 3. Just. What are you doing down there?
No, not low fat.
Pete!
Fat milk. What does fat milk?
Off the phone, Pete. We're in the middle of a podcast.
Milk does not come from a cow. Milk comes from the store. In my case, it comes from Costco.
You obviously didn't grow up on a farm. Hey guys, Pete's not perfect. Cancel the party. Return the.
What are you gonna throw a party? Guess what?
What? Chicken butt. 1, 2, 3, go.
Awesome, Doug. You have a question?
I do have a question. Thank you so much for asking if I have a question because I do have a question.
I said red M&Ms, red.
Are you not hearing me? I am so upset.
This makes sense.
Dude, you get to do really cool stuff, Brent. I mean,
fly out to LA and hang out on set while
This song sucks.
Today's the day. Woo!
It's a screenwriter, so I'm just thinking, maybe there's someone that that you've worked with before that's really good.
I get the feeling that there may be a screenwriter amongst it.
You didn't spell it right.
What?
It's
What?
not spelled.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway,
this is horrible. I'm revealing all my secrets.
Don't mistake what I got going on here, boys.
I had a straight mullet. There was like a wave.
Oh,
choice. Front, part in the back.
I try not to be cool because I feel like it's tired. You gotta keep being cool. I can't do that. I can't keep that up. Might as well
It's hard. It's hard, man. I really struggle with that. It's a lot of work for me.
Can we get a little bit of insider info on what they're about?
Nope.
I loved your outfit, by the way. I wonder if I had inspired you on that outfit.
Probably. I mean, you came in pretty hot with the outfit last time.
We're wearing the same shirt.
And the same shorts. Show me your shorts, Pete.
I can't get up, man.
He's got green shorts on too. Makes it funner if you can see his green shorts.
My shirt's different and I have no shorts on.
Hey, hold on a second. Yes, I'm gonna do it. I just talked to the producers and they told me to go ahead and offer you this. This is your first payment. Get over here and be our marketing guru.
I don't know if I can tie that. That might be too much. I'll just take my inheritance in heaven.
Yeah, I think we're done here. So.
I don't know what else to talk about.
As badly as I could probably screw it up, if the Lord's involved, it's going to be okay.
Did you remember everything? Do you have the tripod plate? That's the one that always.
So Pete, do you have a checklist?
Did you talk to my wife? We should have thrown Doug in with like a 12-foot longboard into pipe.
Mic him up, yeah.
Cool.
I think I have to be somewhere. Toying with my emotions.
I'm not gonna every time I hit a buzzer be like. You right?
With all the cameras pointed at you from around the world, right? You remember this? Secret Service agents are sitting there, and then you turn to the president, who's kind of behind you. Hey, I'm just going to say something off the cuff.
Now I wrote something off the cuff, if I can read this. Okay.
Off the cuff? Mike, what were you doing?
The clock is counting down, and you just swaying under the rope, and it's like 17, 16. Remember what I'm talking about? And I love when you get to the top of there, and it's like, in my mind, it would be, but no, you go, it's like, you're awesome, man.
Is that, the whole sound effects when the buttons push, like that isn't there when you're on the stage. So it's like when people turn around, like you have no idea that they turned around.
So you're just
yeah. And so I'm playing and have my eyes closed, and I'm like, oh, I've got to remember to open my eyes. And so I open my eyes, and you see all 3 coaches already turned around in that 30 seconds. And it's just like, it's like crazy because they're a lot closer than you think. And so it's just like really sweet, but at the same time, it's nerve wracking. And you sit in there and you're like, oh, okay, this is like 15 seconds into the song. I've got a whole minute and 20 to get through still. Like,
I gotta keep going. You've been an inspiration to me in your filmmaking, even before I knew the Lord. And that's been a huge deal to me.
Oh my gosh, Doug!
Wow.
49 episodes in 6 months.
I can't believe it.
It's
This
crazy.
is unreal. What a journey this has been.
Big journey. I am exhausted. What about
Me
you?
too. I am ready for a break. I tell you that right now.
Yeah, a break. That would be really good.
Oh yeah.
Aloha, guys.
Hey.
On behalf of Aloha General Store, congratulations on your 50th podcast.
Yeah.
Here's our world famous lava flow bowl.
Oh my gosh.
Enjoy, guys. It'll pull
Thank
you
you.
off.
And to 50 more.
To 50 more.
That's awesome.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
God bless, man.
Oh man, it's gonna be great. You know what? I'm excited for the next ones.
Oh my gosh.
We got some great guests coming up.
I know. I can't wait.
It's gonna be so
This is
good.
gonna be a blast.
It's gonna be great. But I just have to say one thing though.
Yeah.
I think we need to do a new intro. That
Ooh.
whole thing, you know. What do you
I liked
think?
it.
Do you have any ideas?
Yes, I do. I'm glad you asked me. We should have a drag on the breeze fire, and as the fire comes out, there's in the fire's like talk story unscripted.
I was thinking more like a dream within a dream, you know, Inception.
Well, what about like a motorcycle that jumps over a roof and crashes into a hut? It's like
Evil
talk
Knievel?
story unscripted.
I like it, and then we can have the Loch Ness monster come up. What do you think? That'd be really
Loch
good.
Ness and Bigfoot, and they like shake hands or like going all crazy.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Dude, where's Bigfoot?
Bro, no budget.